Good evening, friends. In the last class, we have discussed the topic that is teaching concept. So, friends, in this class, let us begin with the next concepts that is three levels of teaching. So which are these three levels of teaching? One is memory level, second one is understanding level, and the third one is reflective level. So, what you know about the memory level of teaching? That is the thoughtless teaching. And next one is understanding level is that is the thoughtful teaching, and the third one is reflective level of teaching, that is upper thoughtful level of teaching. So let us we begin with the memory level of teaching. So we know, so what is this memory level of teaching here? The main objective of the memory level of teaching is just to impart information or knowledge to the learner. Here the memorization and the root learning will take place, which is acquired through a one of some, that is some of the mechanical process. So memory level of teaching covers only the knowledge based objective of Bloom's taxonomy, where the students learn to identify, recall, or remember the objects, events, ideas, and concepts, and retain them in memory. Okay, retain them in memory. So here memory level teaching lacks insight. Psychologically, it is cognitive level of teaching. So that is the memory level of teaching. So usually memory level of teaching that takes place at the lower stage. So what are the important points of the memory level of teaching? So here just we see here. So the memory level of teaching that is supported and that is proposed by Herbert, and which states that this level of teaching seeks the learner to acquaint himself with the relationship between the facts and principles. Memory level of teaching aims to get factual information, to train memory, to retain the some of the important learning materials and some of the memory storage, to and here that is the memory level of teaching, that is the teacher that is dominated methods like here used has here, that is drill, review, and revision and asking some questions. So here memory level of teaching, that is rapidly, that is majority here recalling process, and is one of the desirable contents to the conscious level, and it is one of the reflective, that is the main the memory level of teaching acts as one of the first step for understanding, and the reflective levels of teaching. Okay, and here that is it is the main memory level of teaching, it is the first step for understanding, and reflective levels of teaching also, that is both understanding and reflective levels of teaching are higher than the memory level of teaching. So it is prerequisite for understanding level of teaching. So here, so just here we see some of the merits and that is demerits. So what are the merits here? That is, it is useful for young children, useful for young children, and also it is here some of facts, information, models, and structures. It also helps children to learn a new concepts. Also useful for slow learners. So that's why I'm telling you it is at the beginning stage. Okay. So that is the basis for understanding and receptive level of teaching. So what are the demerits next? It is not suitable for higher classes. Yes, it is not suitable for higher classes. Why? Because it is at the lower stage. Okay. Use of root memory. Okay. And dominance of teacher, little interaction in the classroom. Okay, not intrinsic motivation, and also here self learning also takes place. So problem of classroom management and loss of retention and recall. So these are the demerits. Okay, so these are the merits and the demerits of the memory level of teaching. So let us we move for understanding level of teaching. So what is understanding level of teaching here? It comes between the memory level and the reflective level. Actually, this stage of teaching here involves at the moderate level of thoughtful behavior. Here, we require that is the learning which requires the use of higher mental processes. So here, important they also grasp some of the knowledge, and here the main that is understanding level of teaching six here. Two is the acquaint students, that is relationships between the generalizations and the particulars, between the principles and the solitary facts, and which shows the here the use to which the principles may be applied here. So here Herbert mentions three forms of mental reality. You know here sense, impressions, images, and the elective elements of pleasure and pain. So here Herbert's he given so many important ideas to construct a student circle of thought. So he advocated six steps of teaching: preparation, presentation, comparison, generalization, application, and evaluation. So here Morrison very clearly stated that understanding is not merely being able to recall something. It is not mere generalization deduced from specific facts. It is an insight into how it may be used in future situations. So here Morrison he also representing an insight which is relatively complete in itself. He revised that is the teaching is the one of the outcomes, or it is one of the products of the teaching concepts, or the teaching aptitude concepts. According to the teaching aptitude concepts, Morrison he recall teaching as one of the important outcomes or the products.